Yo, what's good, everybody? This is your boy GT, and we back again once again with another RealmBreakers podcast. And we also got ourselves a special guest, for this week's podcast. But before that, go ahead and introduce yourself there, Spiky.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Spiky Boy, aka Ron Wilson, bus driver. Yeah, get on the bus. It's time for Sunday school. We got a new podcast for y'all today, man. Something different, no controversial, maybe, but no real life ish today. We're doing some classic nerddom, stuff like that. So we're gonna tell y'all some good things tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself, our special guest.
Yo, what's going on out there, universe? It's your boy, Hellavation, aka the Lord of all elements, BKA the Hut. What's good?
Yeah, Avatar from Earth Kingdom. That's all I heard.
The Hut.
It was the Avatar that started off as an Earthbender. There you go.
Hey, cause I'm the Hut waiting for Princess Leia to climb on top.
Oh,
Shit.
man. Jabba. Anyway.
Hey, you saw that tongue? Hey, you saw that tongue in the movie, boy? I was like, yeah, that's my dick.
But yeah, y'all. Our special guest is also gonna go ahead and explain the topic for tonight. We got one topic, but it's a long. We're gonna be going through all three of us, but we're gonna go ahead and explain what our topic is for tonight, big dog.
Well, it started because a video, I forget what's his name. It was a young cat on TikTok, and he said, and I quote, that new gen shits all over old gen. And I said, interesting, because I don't think that y'all know what new gen is, and I definitely know y'all don't know what old gen is. So I had set a challenge on TikTok, and I tagged GT in it. And I tagged him in both, but I tagged him in the old one first, and I was like, let's consider old gen anything pre 2010. So anything before 2010 is old gen, and anything after is new gen. So let's establish that. And I said, all right, I challenge y'all, because first I addressed the old heads, because I wanted to illustrate to the new gen that the old gen has way more of a diverse anime palette versus the new gen. And it's primarily because the new gen is younger and their base of anime is lower than the old gen, because most of them started off with Naruto when Bleach wasn't no longer on the air. Dragon Ball was no longer on the air, and One Piece was kind of having semi-anime hiatuses. So all they really had was Naruto, and then that led them into new gen. And so I said, so make your list. What is your top 10 old gen pre-2010? So before 2010, and I was like, you can name Toonami ones if you want to, but what I had found was that the majority of old heads really didn't list no Toonami anime. It was like you had some that was like Dash the Stampede, Outlaw Star, Inuyasha, but most people, they had I was taking notes. I was like, I've never heard of this. And then I was like, it led me to make my list, and I put some people on some stuff that they didn't know. So, and GT was like, man, this is so hard. I didn't really think it'd be this hard. And it wasn't hard because he couldn't figure out any anime. It was hard because he realized that there was so much anime that we had watched before 2010 versus, the 15-year-olds and even the 20-year-olds that are saying, Black Clover the best. Like, really? So that's what led to this topic today.
Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. We're going to start at number 10 and go up to number 1. We're going to give a brief description as to why we're choosing this anime, because you see, the way I chose it was, the reason why it has to be my favorite is because it had to have left an impression on me. in some way, shape, or form, it had to have left an impression on me. If it left an impression on me, it's on this list. Right. So we're gonna start at number 10 for the old school. Then we're gonna go new school. Give a brief description as to why we like this anime, and maybe get some folks into some shit that they need to be getting into. So, who wants to start first?
Well, since I came up with the whole concept, I might as well put myself out there first. So, my number 10 old gen anime pre 2010 was Escaflowne. And, the reason why I chose Escaflowne was because everybody that knows me knows I'm a shoujo fan, which shoujo, if you don't know what that means, in anime basically means romance. So, Escaflowne was like Gundam, but it had a romance theme. And I think that Escaflowne was the first instance of isekai that I could remember. So, because, the girl, she had to travel through a portal, I think, or I think it was a portal or a wormhole to go back in time. And then she went to a world where they were using these giant mechs to fight. And, she met a boy, and he was piloting a mech called the Escaflowne, and they fell in love. And it's actually part of the, I'm not sure if I'm misremembering, but I think it's part of the Tsubasa series. I don't know if y'all...
Boy, ain't no way. Escaflowne part of the Tsubasa series?
I want to say it was, because I know there was like 3 or 4 animes that was a part of the series. I could be mistaken, so don't quote me on that. But I know that Escaflowne had to do with time. So that's why I chose it. So that's my number 10.
Spiky Boy, you want to go ahead and do this one?
Yeah, like it. All right, mine's generic. I ain't grew up with that. I ain't grew up with that much cable, so I had to watch everything on cassette tapes and shit. But anyway, my number 10 is, well, surprising to me because I didn't think I would put it as number 10. As big of a fan as I am of this, franchise itself. This Dragon Ball franchise. I'm not including Super. I'm not including Super. But number 10, I'll say franchise because I started off with Z, but then I really enjoyed all the way up until I enjoyed Z all the way throughout, and then my uncle, he had all the Dragon Ball on cassette tape, so I would try to go over there at least once or twice a week and I'll watch 2-3 episodes, and then that's how I got through Dragon Ball. And overall, I love Dragon Ball a little bit more than I'd like Z. Just a little bit. The whole journey of Goku as a kid is really interesting to me, and I like that a little bit more. And then, Z, I love Z. And then GT, I don't hate GT. GT has a lot of but at the same time, it's the only real part I really loved about GT was the Dragon Saga, because it was just the concept they were fighting dragons, they were fighting eternal dragons, which is a cool concept to me, even though some of them were freaking stupid. Shinron, Omega Shinron, Ice Shinron, Nova Shinron were the coolest ones, and there were some really cool battles. Also introduced Super Saiyan 4 and stuff like that. So it's Super Saiyan 4 is that form that just about everybody freaking loves, and a lot of people feel that's what that's a true evolution of a Saiyan.
Shit, a little dope though.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people I feel a lot of that's when you go down the true path of being a Saiyan. Saiyan powers and stuff like that. I feel if Goku never, DBS, if Goku either never went down the whole God route, I feel eventually we would have got something of a Super Saiyan 4. That may be not a complete clone, but something that maybe look kind of similar. But yeah, my number 10 would be Dragon Ball up to GT.
Okay. All right. For me, my number 10 for old school is gonna have to go to Digimon Tamers or season 3 of Digimon.
Oh, Digimon. Okay.
That's my favorite. That's my
First,
favorite one.
first and foremost, the reason why it's on this list is because that was the first time of me watching a show and I was fucking scared of something, which was that damn D Reaper.
D Reaper was terrifying.
That D Reaper,
scary as fuck.
not only was he terrifying, but the fact that you're feeding off of Jerry's sadness, that shit's scary. Like the fact that you was feeding off of Jerry's sadness because Leomon died, like he always fucking do. In every iteration of fucking Digimon, Leomon always dies. What the fuck?
Yeah, like especially season 5, he died horrible. So go ahead.
But another reason why it's on this list is because, for one, Impmon was that anti-hero Digimon. Like, yeah, he was a villain at first. Well, first he was looked at as a joke. There's like, bro, you can't do shit. You think you can do shit, you can't do shit. Then when he finally proved everyone wrong, he just became shit and started whooping everybody's ass. And you always gotta have that one badass character like Black War Greymon from the season 2 Digimon series and all the other shit. Like, but with Digimon Tamers, it's like what I said. First of all, the whole I'm so bonded to my Digimon that when they feel pain, I feel that shit. Like all of that for one. That it's all just dope for one. And I guess it's like what I said. It gets me to where I remember my childhood. Like I feel like I can sit down and watch Digimon Tamers all over again and still feel the same way I feel about the show. That's why it's on this list. So yeah, that's Digimon Tamers. That's number 10. So Hut, go ahead with number 9.
All right. So my number 9, a lot of people don't remember this, but it's called X. And people be like, I'm thinking of a hentai.
How fucking dare you?
I was gonna say, man.
Well, we know you a Saini. We know you a Saini.
You better be talking about the movie. You better be talking about the goddamn movie.
Nope, I'm talking about the 24 episode anime.
Oh, you bastard.
God damn.
Say something. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Let me just interject real quick. For those y'all that do not know, I don't like that anime. I can't stand X. X get on my goddamn nerves. And the reason why is because and this is just how I feel about X in a nutshell. It's a big ass hype fest with no payoff. You were literally hearing fools back and forth saying, "Oh, Conway of Heaven gonna whoop Conway of Earth's ass," all the damn time, the whole fucking time. Conway of Heaven gonna whoop Conway of Earth's ass. That's all you hear. All you fucking hear. And then at the end, the fight wasn't long for one. It wasn't even dragged out. There was no point in it. And then you thinking that you gonna make me feel better because Conway of Heaven finally can make a barrier, but apparently the barrier is so big it covers Earth, so nothing can fuck with it no more. I ain't buying that. I much rather you go to the nitty gritty movie where he chopped this fool's head off and created New World Order for all I give a shit.
You just hated that motherfucker. You just hated that motherfucker because he pulled that sword out of his girlfriend. That's all.
I don't give a shit about that. Oh, bland ass.
He pulled that sword out that bitch and was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. That's why I like that shit. That shit was dope. I like the concept. The execution was poor. That's why it's not in my official top 20. It's number 21. But I just liked the fact that you had such a visually striking anime, and this was the time where
It did look good. I ain't gonna lie to you. It did look good,
this
but it
is the
still
time where
pissed me
like
off.
Akira changed the game when it came to animation, and every other anime started doing that. And X was the first one that just had so much blood, gore, had a little sci-fi in there, little dash. You know what I'm saying? And the story, even though, like you said, the payoff at the end is one of the biggest things that hold it back from being a top tier seinen. But the events that led up to that battle, you gotta admit that the crescendo factor is what made X good. But again, most seinen, as we talked about in the pre-show, they give you a poor payoff because 9 times out of 10 they're trying to end it. They're just like, no, this is it. This is all you're getting. You're either getting 1 or 2 seasons, or basically 12 or 24 episodes. You're not getting 30. You're not getting 35. You're not getting 40. 25, 26 is all you get. So, bitch, you better like it. And so, I understand, because I had that same problem with it, because they was talking all that shit, and come to find out at the end, it was just so anticlimactic, and just like, it just made you feel like let down. But that let down, I kind of like that a little bit, because it made people talk about it. And so that's why I have X on my list, because it was just such an impactful seinen anime.
Still ass. I don't give a fuck. Ron Wilson, you up next, buddy. Go ahead.
Mikey.
So my stuff, I'm getting for me, I'm just getting all the mainstream stuff out of the freaking way, because my later stuff is gonna be, the real cake and pie. But it's going to Naruto. Number 9 is Naruto.
Is the first part Naruto?
Well, with me, I why I don't watch Boruto at all. I just know about it because I hear people talking about it all the time.
They won't shut the hell up about it.
I am. I ain't saying shit about Boruto, but
no, I'm saying they won't shut the hell up about it.
Yeah, you're right. But like for me, first part Naruto, second and then Shippuden all the way to the ending. By the time Naruto and Sasuke had their final battle, I was done with Naruto.
Aren't we all? That's the reason why. The reason why Boruto is the reason why Naruto for me has actually been pushed like to the lower 50s, because I'm like, y'all, you can't do this to somebody. Like we built a 15 almost 20-year bond with Naruto and Sasuke, whether you like them or not. You know what I'm saying? Or the characters, and y'all just saying, fuck all of them. Boruto's the man.
Because in Boruto they make everybody look weak as shit, and even though we know their capabilities and we've seen everything they've done in the past 2 other freaking series,
get whooped by some fucking albino farmers with sticks.
Yeah, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. But I like Naruto because I kind of got into Naruto almost because of friends that me and GT had over the years, and I got it. And then Naruto was just really cool to me, especially for Naruto Fox, even though not foxes are my favorite animal. So it's like anytime I see a character with a fox or anything like that, I automatically like it. No, Naruto was not my favorite. Naruto isn't my favorite character. I'm gonna say it. My favorite character was Kiba.
You like the first person I met that was a Kiba fan like that.
Yeah, because I like his clan. I like the concept of his whole clan. I like. Okay. I won't say my favorite character is Kiba. I said my favorite clan would have to be his clan, because I like that concept where everybody had a dog and stuff like that. And then I wanted to be the character that had a fox or whatever in the clan and be the different guy. But yeah, man, Naruto for me was really cool. I like how first part of Naruto. I like how you got the introduction of all these different characters, all these different styles. That Chunin is at the episode where they all had to take this test, and then everybody was cheating. Everybody was cheating, and you clearly see everybody use their abilities and stuff. Like Eno was straight out here possessing motherfuckers, and I'm like, did y'all not just see this dude over here pass the fuck out like from Eno's power? Like y'all didn't see that? Like and freaking Kiba Kiba can straight up talk to Akamaru, so Akamaru is literally telling him the freaking answers. Like
I love Neji. I was a Neji diehard. I didn't like Neji for why most people like Neji. I like Neji because he was a side baby, but he was more powerful than anybody else in his clan. But I hate how they did him and Shippuden. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was a Neji diehard.
And y'all foreshadowed Neji fighting Sasuke, and it never happened.
Yeah,
piece of shit. But yeah. Also in the episode they used like Neji and Hinata using their Byakugan to cheat. Like I love shit like that. Like it was the funniest. It was like one of the funniest episodes for me. But like Naruto, it did a lot for me. Like I didn't, I wanted to be like, I don't know. I just I like the hand signs and the ninja stuff. Like the whole world was like super interesting to me. It was something different for me at the time. So it was like, yeah, I like Naruto first part, and then the second part come along, and it was cooler because like, oh shit, everybody's older now. Like everybody's older, everybody's like honing their skills. They're not just kids. They're not just like little kids anymore. Technically, like everybody's like older and whatever. Sasuke's become like Sasuke, but the whole concept, like the whole like arcs of everybody getting stronger, and then for a long time, I wanted Naruto to, even though he was the main character, I wanted him to get some cooler shit, right? Because it felt like a lot of the time everybody kind of outshined him in a way, because everybody had like their own unique stuff, but then all Naruto had was like shadow clones. He just had, hey, we got my shadow clones, we just gonna jump you. Like that was just his thing, and then like he took it and then perfected it and made it really freaking cool to the point where he's doing these big and awesome attacks with his clones, and like he's using shadow clones like no one has ever really used before. And I love that fact, and I love how his as Shippuden went on, he started to grow as a character, even though he's still kind of a dumbass, but he still started to grow as a character more, and also started to bond with Kurama. And we got to see different stages of the freaking, Naruto Fox form. We had 4 and 6. That episode of Naruto Fox 4 fighting Orochimaru, one of the coolest freaking fights. It was. I didn't even think that Orochimaru was that goddamn strong at first. I knew he was a Sanin, but goddamn, like, but I just love how it starts to expand on other characters and stuff like that too. Until you got to like the halfway point where all they focused, or like after the pain stuff, all they focused on it just became the Naruto and Sasuke show, and I didn't like that because you hyped up everybody else. That's a problem with Shippuden. Like you hyped up all these other characters and all these other teams, but then like you kind of shit on them at the halfway point. After the whole pain stuff. And it just became Naruto and Sasuke show. But other than that, I like Shippuden. I like Naruto right now. Boruto, you can stay over there in the corner. But yeah. Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, that's my number 9.
All right, GT, you up?
All right. Yes, sir. So, my number 9 will have to go to an anime called Flames of Recca.
Ooh, you pulling that one out?
Okay, so the reason why Flames of Recca is on this list is because this was the true blue, like when I found out what anime was, this was the true blue anime that got me into anime. Like when I first got my computer, I looked up the concept of Flames of Recca. I found it. When I read it, I was like, oh, and when I read the concept, the description, I was like, oh, this is dope. And I watched it and I freaking enjoyed it. A lot of people gonna call it a freaking Yu Yu Hakusho ripoff because the tournament art, but I don't care. I like the concept of Flames of Recca, and not to mention, I like the Flames of Recca so much, it actually made me read the manga. Like, I wanted to know what happened next. And I'm glad I did. Not to mention the true ending came from a video game, which is hilarious to me. But considering the fact with Flames of Recca, also another thing, and you Narutards are probably gonna get upset about this, and frankly, I don't give a shit. They used Hokage before Masashi Kishimoto even knew what a Hokage was.
Well, Flames of Recca is kind of like an homage to Ninja Scroll because they never
Mm-hmm.
do Ninja Scroll as a series for some strange reason until now 2021 2019 they want to throw Ninja Scroll. Now motherfuckers don't care, but Flames of Recca was really the first official ninja anime I can remember that was like
Episodic.
really. Yeah, that was episodic and really ninja. You know what I'm saying? Then you had Basilisk later on and others, and then Naruto before Basilisk. But
we ain't gonna talk about Basilisk.
yeah, right, yeah. Flames of
We're
Recca.
not gonna.
It surprised me that you said. It surprised me that you said that because I've been trying to tell people about Flames of Recca, but they look at the art style, which is in that old '90s.
It's too old and all the other bullshit. It looks
not
old.
old, but it had that golden time shoujo type of art style, but they made it with ninja. That's dope.
So what, Ron Wilson?
It was like, that old, don't like that old style looking anime because it's like, it's not clean enough. I can't see the character's pores.
You can't see the character's pores now in these fucking animes. They all fucking half CGI. Fuck out here. Anyway,
But yeah, Flames of Recca was the first True Blue anime I watched that got me into anime. That got me to actually go out and watch more anime because when I watched Flames of Recca, I also watched another anime with it. For some reason, I kind of made my own schedule to watch animes. Like I watched 2 or 3 episodes of Flames of Recca, then I watched 2 or 3 episodes of History's Greatest Disciple, Kenichi. So,
number one out there, huh? Okay.
So what now?
I said, so you just gonna throw my number one all time anime out there? His mightiest disciple, Kenichi Shirahama.
Oops.
Well, it's not number one on this list, but that's my number one all time favorite. Yeah. So
Okay.
Throw it out there. I don't think it ain't shit.
Hey, I didn't know shit. So anywho, like, but yeah, with Flames of Recca, like, first of all, I like the concept. Not to mention the whole dynamic of, and for some reason, I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is with me when it comes to this concept, but like, it's always the older brother who's always like my favorite character in a series. Like, seriously, it's always like the older brother who's my favorite character in the series. The only person that suffices against that is Aizen, but regardless, but regardless of how it is. But yeah, Flames of Recca, the tournament was dope. I don't give a fuck, especially at the time when he fought old dude who's like a reincarnation of Buddha, and he whooped his ass. Well, that shit was so fucking funny because Recca like, hey, I get that we won, but I want to fight the leader. He like, nah, bro, you don't want this. You don't want this. He like, nah, I want to fight the leader. Fuck that shit. He like, bro, chill. You don't want this. Goddamn leader beat Recca's ass. I mean, he won in the end, but it's the sheer fact that he just whooped his ass, like menacingly whooped his ass.
Shit, Recca was a bad motherfucker. He started off slow, but once he got the hang of his flame ability, shit, it was a wrap.
It was, but yeah, it's on this list because it holds a special place in my heart because it's one of the first True Blue animes I watched to get me into more anime. So yeah, number 9, Flames of Recca. Moving on, number 8.
All right, number 8 for me is Trinity Vampire. I have a special soft spot for vampire animes. And this one, a lot of people talk about Blood Sea or Trinity Blood. Or not Trinity Blood. What's the name of that shit? Trinity Blood and the other one. But Trinity Vampire was the first time it came on Toonami for like a short period of time, like late night Toonami, but then they took it off real fast. I guess because again, a seinen vampire anime was just too unmarketable. But Trinity Vampire was the first time I'd really seen an anime animated from top to bottom, and it was crisp from top to bottom. Like if you go back and watch that shit now, it looks like it was animated now. Other than the grainy and the contrastness, but that was more of the delivery system they used for it back then versus now, where they use computers. Back then they was using computers, but they was using lower level computers. But Trinity Blood was a hidden gem, and it had a whole bunch of likable characters. Even the villains was likable, and I just really enjoyed it. And it wasn't really it was focused on the vampire stuff a little bit, but it was more focused on the battles between vampires, and that's what I thought was fucking cool about it, because we hadn't seen up until that point battle between vampires. It was always a vampire slayer or vampire killing slayers, or something like that. Trinity Blood was like the first vampire war type anime that I had seen. Maybe there was one other one before that, but that was the first time I had seen a vampire war animated.
Okay, all right. Ron Wilson, you up next, buddy.
All right, the one I'm about to say is also a surprise. I'm about to surprise some motherfuckers. Bye. Number 8. Shinzo.
Damn.
Bro, I love Shinzo. I recently just got reintroduced to Shinzo, and I actually have rewatched it, or starting to rewatch it, and I love this. I didn't even know back then. I didn't even know this was an anime, but I love this anime. It was the whole concept was really cool about the main girl, who's like the only human left on, basically the only human left on Earth. But like, there are so many other people on this. There are so many other characters and so many other people like in this show who look exactly human, but they weren't human. But at the same time, she was like the only one that was like, human. And I like how all these like main villains and big villains were after her because she was the last human, and she had this special power that they all kind of wanted. And like season 1 was just like basically just them protecting her. And like, I love the whole thing of like, Mushra and the rest of the crew like were like basically transforming. Like they have like their regular form, and then they transform. And they transformation sequence was really cool to me, especially with the theme song. But yeah, I watched back then. I used to watch. I remember Jetix. Like I used to watch. I watched Shinzo on.
Yeah, I remember Jetix.
Yeah, Jetix was the shit. So it was like, yeah, man. Shinzo was like one of my. I remember watching like it was season 2, and then when they were fighting like the final boss guy, and that's when Mushra got like his like angel looking form, and I was like, this is dope. And I sat there, and I was watching it, and I remember my whole family's in the room. My mom, my grandparents, my uncle, and they just like all in the living room, just doing regular stuff. And I'm saying the living room watching this, and then like everybody kind of thinking that, hey man, the anime's kind of stupid and stuff. So when they was hearing like the conversations and stuff these characters were having with each other and stuff like that, and they was talking about like love and friendship, and we could change the world, and everything ain't how it seems. And the main villain was just this big purple knight looking MF. And that part where it came down to where the main characters are losing, and then like the wind starts blowing and the earthquakes and stuff start happening, and then they explain to him like, yeah, the planet itself is trying to beat your ass. I was like, yeah, let's go. I was like, how strong of a villain do you have to be for Mother Nature, the planet itself, to start fighting you? Like, just start throwing tornadoes at you, just start throwing earthquakes and hurricanes and all kind of other stuff at you for you to die. How big of a villain do you have to be for that to happen, right?
It's
And
funny 'cause I don't even remember this anime, but you making me want to watch it. I was just trying to find that shit.
yeah, it's a Shinzo,
Yeah,
man.
I can't find it on Funimation and Crunchyroll, so I'm gonna have to dig deep to find that motherfucker.
Oh, bro, you gonna have to watch that on the streaming site there, buddy.
Yeah.
Shinzo, Shinzo.
Oh,
Shinzo.
I found it on Google, but I'm like, I
Yeah.
need to find some episodes because this shit is lit.
Yeah, like season 2 is basically like no spoilers since you gonna watch it. No spoilers, but season 2 it's a lot. It's better. It's a lot. It is actually pretty much better, especially when like 'cause season 2 like takes place like years later, and then like some of the main characters like have after season 1 like they kind of but that everybody kind of went their separate ways, but for some reason in season 2 like nobody remembers each other, but you'll figure out you'll see why. But Shinzo, I would watch it. I would no matter what episode it was, no matter what time it was coming on. If I had to go to bed before school, I get ready to turn the TV off. I see Shinzo coming on. I was like, dang, let me close my door. I'm gonna turn my TV down a little bit, and I'm gonna watch this episode before I go to bed. But yeah, man, that's my number 8, Shinzo. But
All right. Looks like now this one's gonna be surprising. I'm not even gonna really say this one's gonna be surprising. However, it is on this list for a reason, and number 8 is Clannad.
Well, that's not surprising at all.
Reason being is because in the pre-show, before we started, this anime made me cry. It literally made it. I don't mean shed tears. I mean boo-hoo cry. I was sad. Like when I watched this anime, because of 2 scenes. Not gonna spoil anything. Because of 2 scenes that literally had me in tears, hoping that please tell me that this is all a dream. Please tell me you tripping, and all that other stuff. Like that's how I felt. That's how I feel. In all honesty and fairness. But the fact that this was the first slice of life anime I seen and I stuck with it. Like I'm sitting here watching and it was one crucial episode that had me shed tears, another episode that had me crying, another episode had me crying. It was all just ridiculous. Basically with Clannad, it's one of those animes that show you, hey bro, growing up is not easy. Growing up ain't easy worth a damn.
This is why I like slice of life. That's why we got telling it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like growing up is not easy. I mean, yeah, it has all that comedy, romantic shit, all the other stuff. That's cool. But if you get down to the nitty gritty of this shit, fucking forget about it. Cause
You be looking at the relationships with the parents and what they go through, and the fact that your parents have to move away, but they care enough about you to leave you either with a family member, or if you're old enough, they can leave you with money and an apartment, so they can go work and make money, and you be looking at that as a adult, but like, damn, you just abandon your kids. You know what I'm saying?
that's basically that. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what happened because I think I'll never forget the scene where the main character literally found out his dad was in jail and he went to go visit his dad, and his dad kind of had like this sense of like, oh bro, you're just a shell of yourself, and it kind of pissed off the main character. Like he literally showed real emotion. Like when he left the jail, he started punching the wall till his knuckles started bleeding. And like that's another thing about slice like that a lot of people don't understand. This shit will show you some real emotion. Like slice of life will show you some real emotion.
You get tied to the characters and their plights and what they go through and stuff, and then you kind of relate that to your life, and you're like, damn, I kind of went through something not quite the same, but I can relate. Or you knew somebody that went through something like a death in the family. That's why I be talking about like people saying, oh, anime is dumb, and I'm like, bro, like there's something for everybody. I'm sure if you like dramas, like TV dramas. Watch you a slice of life. Them shits.
That right there.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out.
Oh no, you good. You good because you actually hit the nail on the head. There's an anime for everybody. Like real talk. That's why when folks say, "Hey, I want to get into anime," I ain't gonna recommend you no generic ass battle shonen. The first thing I'm gonna ask you is, well, what do you like to watch on TV?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like real talk. Like what do you like to watch on TV? Because it's an anime for everybody. Now, comedy is a hit and miss because comedy does a lot of Japanese humor, so you won't get it. But there are some instances where your ass will be laughing if you into the show, that is. But I'm getting off subject. Clannad is definitely here because, like what I said, it's one of those. First of all, it's my first slice of life anime, and it brought the emotions out of me. So yeah, for number 8 is definitely Clannad. Now it's time for number 7. Go ahead, Hellavation.
Also, if y'all know me, y'all know the shoujo's number 1, sports anime is number 2, and so Slam Dunk, which is the first basketball anime I ever saw. When I saw Kuroko no Basket come on, I said, "This is a ripoff of Slam Dunk," because Slam Dunk, even though the main character is vastly different from Kuroko no Basket to Slam Dunk, but the premise is basically the same. It's a team that was all but written off. You know, actually the team was getting ready to get, well, they weren't getting ready to get shut down, but they was a losing team in Slam Dunk, and the main character, he had natural athletic ability. Like he could pretty much do any sport, but he couldn't be good at it because you can't, just because you're athletic don't mean that you would just pick up a sport and play. But he saw the team captain saw him one day and he was like, I got to get him on the team, and so he specialized in rebounding. And the whole gag, there was a gag of the show that he couldn't hit a jump shot. Every time he tried to, well, there's 2 gags. He couldn't hit a jump shot, and then every time he tried to slam the basketball, he jumped so high he would hit his head on the backboard, or he would miss, or he would he would just miss the dunk. So you watch this whole journey of growth with this main character trying to learn how to play basketball, and eventually he accomplished both. The first accomplishment was he did the Air Jordan dunk. That shit was hard. When I saw that, I was like, ugh! You know what I'm saying? This is dope. And then when he finally made his first jump shot, everybody on the team was so excited. They were so happy. He was happy. You know what I'm saying? Now he only could make 1 out of 7 or something like that. It was a low number. But the fact that he finally was able to make jump shots, it was just little things like that, and they became a good team. Based off of his improvement, because he inspired everybody else on the team to work hard.
Okay, cool. All right, Ron Wilson, you up next.
All right, number 7. Y'all might laugh at me, but my number 7 was the original Sailor Moon, and
I ain't laughing at you. That's my number 12 on my top 10 is Sailor Moon. Come on now.
I'm laughing at you for
Sailor Mars was my baby.
Oh, that babe. There goes my baby.
I don't know, because back then when I was younger, I felt I would watch Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z after I get home from school, and it was I didn't want to I had friends that were into anime too, but I didn't want to tell nobody I was into Sailor Moon. But you know what? I was like, bro, this freaking theme song was great. I told
everybody I was into Sailor Moon. I wanted to be the first male sailor. You know what I'm saying? Sailor Moon is my gateway anime. So yeah, I feel you.
I love Sailor Moon. I love the movies especially. The movies were freaking cool. I love the movies. But then the original Sailor Moon, I loved the whole. I just loved. Because an anime, you really didn't see many girls. Going out there and whooping ass. You really didn't see that many girls powering up. You really didn't see that many girls.
You still really
girl saving a guy.
you still ain't really seen a battle shonen that focuses on a female. You know what I'm saying? Still
Yeah.
to this day, Sailor Moon was the only one that was able to really do it and do it credibly. So
Yeah, like, Sailor Moon was just my shit. I mean, I loved like Sailor Mars was Bay. Like I like how it went. It like even though it kept going to the point where like she had a child, had Sailor Mini Moon, and that was she was the cutest little thing, and it was just, it was back then I was really ashamed of, but now it's just like man, fuck y'all. I like Sailor Moon, but yeah, the whole like it reminded me a lot of like it reminded me like hey man, girls can be the shit too. So I was like yeah, this is dope. I love Sailor Moon. It was this. I would watch like I would sit there and watch like no matter what episode, it's like how every anime, just like Shinzo, no matter what episode it was, I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. And I was like, I wish it had some freaking Sailor Moon video games that were here in America. I played them. Bitch.
oh my god, they had a Sailor Moon RPG where you can create your own sailor. Shit.
Dope. But yeah, man, it's kind of short, but yeah, that's my number 7. Sailor Moon, Sailor Mars all day.
Sailor, well, mine was Sailor Saturn, but Sailor Mars was second.
Mine had to be Jupiter. I don't know what.
You really can't go wrong with no sailor because they had a sailor for every man's fellas. Big titties, big thighs, cute ass. They had a sailor for everybody. Short hair.
Tuxedo Mask, that boy though. Tuxedo Mask.
And Tuxedo Masters, bitch.
Wow.
I just didn't like that creepy ass motherfucker. I'm like, you ain't college chasing after a 14-year-old. Yeah, fuck you. I didn't know at the time, but once I got older, but yeah, go ahead, GT. What we on, number 7?
Yeah, number 7. We are on number 7. Oh boy. Okay, so number 7. Fuck it, it's Bleach.
Ooh, Bleach. Okay.
Yep, split tension.
Bleach is my third.
Go ahead.
I was saying Bleach was my 3 all time. Number 3 for me all time. But on this particular list, it didn't make it.
Listen, I love Bleach. I do. And it's like what I said. For one, I don't care, man. Like, ever since I seen Bleach and Aizen done literally said, bro, I planned your whole life. So I knew all this was going to happen. And I was like, what?
That shit was hard, bro. That shit was tough.
Hey man, you know why your hollow form got bullhorn? Yeah, because I killed a very powerful hollow. Took some of his DNA and put it in your mama. Like what? No, I put it in your dad. You know.
Like shit, I'm sitting up here like shit. I'm sitting up, and then not to mention when Ichigo got his Bankai and he saw that Aizen was the bad guy, he dashed like with all hate. All you saw Aizen just lift that one finger. He even stopped the theme song.
Hey GT, you heard the music? It was like and then the motherfucker slashed that motherfucker. He caught.
I was like, damn.
Because
you see, because that's the thing. Because that's the thing about Bleach, and what I like about it is Aizen. Aizen was my all-time favorite character in Bleach. I don't give a damn. First and foremost, you don't. It's two things when it comes to anime. Don't fuck with the motherfucker with glasses, and don't fuck with the motherfucker who always got his eyes closed.
Oh yeah, Jin, yeah. It's funny though because people put Obito and Madara above Aizen, and I'm like, bitch, where?
I don't give a shit about none of that. I ain't here to discuss that.
Even
with Bleach, okay. First of all, it's on there because for one, Bleach's main concept was the main thing that stood out to me when it came to the big three. When it came to Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, Bleach just stood the most out to me. First and foremost, ninjas have been done over and over and over again. And no, I'm not saying Bleach is like, original, but it did have a very cool concept to where you had the main character. He felt like he wants to help his friends and family, but he didn't have the ability to do so. Then he meets this chick. Chick stabs him. He gets his ability. Holy shit! You would think this wasn't gonna work or some shit. And then you try to keep that concept for a minute. Then you realize he can control it on his own. Now, one of the things I do have about Bleach is the fact that Ichigo is every damn thing in his own show. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I'm just saying, bro, you need to have some kind of limitation. Like, damn. Understand you can't reach every fucking thing.
I felt like since he was, because majority of Ichigo was like Soul Reaper and Quincy. Everything else was just kind of injected, but at the same time, like, I would love for him to like actually have used some Quincy like stuff.
You know how? Remember?
Yeah, but like I feel like he had if he had somebody to like teach him the stuff of how to use some Quincy stuff, then maybe we could have got it.
What people miss is that the Quincy thing came up because that was a plot point for the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. Because originally Kubo wanted to end it with the Eisenbach. You know what I'm saying? And so him adding, now we knew his mother was a Quincy, but we didn't think that power was ever going to come up. But the way that he tied some shit together that he didn't intend to be tied together with his later project, that just goes to show the different. That's the reason why Bleach was number one of the big three at the time, because Kubo was just well above Oda and Kishimoto when it came to writing. And plus, Bleach was basically took everything that Inuyasha did bad and improved upon it.
Okay, yeah, I agree. But yeah, for number 7, it's Bleach.
Yeah, I feel you.
Number 6 now.
All right, so number 6 for me, another, probably this kind of floats into the shoujo genre, but it's a kind of an offshoot. It's called harems. So I love a good harem.
That's the difference between you and me.
Yeah, I want all the bitches. I want all of them. When I see a love triangle, I want him to have all of them, not just one. That's why Todora pissed me off. I'm like, why the fuck can't you have the athletic bitch and the little skinny girl? But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about Rosaria Vampire. That's probably the first time I had seen a harem, and I was like, oh, so they have shit like this in anime. And I'm a pervert. So when I saw that this little boy had this bad vampire girl chasing him around, and then, it wasn't just about, that was the main love interest, but he had all these other girls around him who were monsters too, or they were a monster hunter, vampire hunter, or whatever, and they all was chasing after him too. I was just like, and it was the first gag anime, maybe not the first, but the first I could kind of remember that just had me laughing and kikiing, just because all the goofy stuff that they would get into, all these nonsensical little situations that would just lead to him either getting in an awkward situation or not getting what he wanted. But it has some cool little battle scenes in it too for a harem anime, and I just thought that Rosaria Vampire, plus it was a vampire anime, was just like so unique and different. And I didn't know this at the time because I wasn't a big manga reader. I didn't become a manga reader until I was like 15, and I forget what was the first manga I ever read, but I got sick of all the seinens and shodarais and good anime not getting continuation, so I started reading manga. But Rosario Vampire, I guess it didn't stick to the manga, but I was one of those people I didn't know, so I didn't care, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's my number 6 is Rosario Vampire.
All right, I might watch that just to be funny. But number 6 for me is an anime that I kind of have rewatched. I've rewatched this anime like 8 times, but my number 8 is Soul. I mean 6. What the fuck on that? Number 6 is Soul Eater.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I hate Soul Eater with a passion.
I look. That was kind of one of my favorite. That was kind of one of my first. Well, one of my first anime, but it was my first anime that was outside of Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
So, well, one of my first anime that were outside of Shonen Jump. So, I got introduced to Soul Eater basically from like YouTube. Like I was watching because I used to make AMVs, right? And
oh, you was one of them.
I had a whole YouTube. I used to make hella AMVs. So I do tokusatsu stuff now, but I like Soul Eater because I like Soul Eater because like, I just love I like the concept of Soul Eater. How the whole like my best friend's like a weapon human thing, the resonance of soul things and stuff like that. Like I like that concept of like, oh, me and GT partners, and he turns into like an axe or something, and I pick him up like an axe or a gauntlet or something like that, and I just put it on and I can talk to him and stuff like that. You can resonate souls, and the stronger we get, the stronger our bond gets, the stronger like we'll be as a team, and the stronger our soul resonance will be, and the stronger we'll be as a team. And I did like that concept. I did like there was like a whole school thing. I did like that concept as well, even though they were barely freaking in school. And the whole the concept of madness, how like this resonated with me a lot, of how like, oh, sometimes sometimes the world can get to you so much that you can go insane, and then like when all the madness and stuff started to spread, you see like the aftermath of like, yeah, this person has gone insane, like they're insane, and their soul turns into like the soul of a Kishin, and a Kishin is like a dark god. Like I was like, yo, like, what the fuck? And he was like Ashura. I don't like how they beat him. I understand the concept.
Oh yeah, everybody feel that way.
I understand the concept of how they beat him. The concept of how they beat him is okay. It's just the way she did it, the way they did it. I know it's different in the manga, but the way they did it in the anime was like was very weak for me. Especially how powerful everybody got, like how strong Black Star got, when he with the demon sword, or how strong Kid got when with his cannons and stuff. It was actually how strong Maka and everyone got, especially when she learned Genie Hunter. What was it? It was Witch Hunter. I forgot which one it was, but she tried to use it on him, and he was like, it was Demon Hunter. He was like, yeah, and she tried to use it on him, and he was like, yeah, that's a strong attack, but that doesn't work on me because I'm not a demon. And he just breaks the shit. And I'm just like, come on, what the? And so it was. And it was just the whole concept of Soul Eater I really liked. And I also did like how all these different factions of people didn't like Death. They didn't like him because like, oh, you stopping us from, doing the things that we want to do. Basically, he was basically, I'm not gonna say
that. Death was my in that anime. That's the only thing that kept me watching that shit was Death. Other than that, because he was hilarious. I was like, oh my god. But
he got serious, and I like that.
Yeah, when he got serious, he was like, bitch, don't play with me. I'm still down.
Bro, when he went up, bro, when he went to go, bro, when he went hunting for freaking Arachne, where'd you go? I was like, oh shit.
like his original look, like how he looks, how he used to look, was just like, it was creepy as hell. I had to change my appearance because when I started the school up, I didn't want nobody to be scared of me, so I had to make myself look kind of wacky. I was like, yo, I did also do like the concept of like, oh hey, these are Death's like most powerful people. Like, oh, if I eat 100, if I eat all these souls and then I eat a witch soul, and oh, I'll become a death scythe. And I did like how I did like every death scythe was different. Everybody wasn't a scythe. Everybody was different. One person, Mary was a hammer. The other girl was a crossbow. You know, Justin Law, he was a guillotine, but he was the only person. He was like, yeah, I'm the first death scythe to become a death scythe without a Meister. You know, but after the anime and the first manga ended, I didn't. Soul Eater not. I was like, fuck that. It was so stupid. It was just. I was so fucking stupid. Like, all right, what is this, man? You only saw the original crew in there once or twice or whatever. And also, my number one favorite character in Soul Eater is Keelik because he looks like me. So, and I love his concept of pot of thunder, pot of fire, and that was like he had the big fists, and it's really cool to me. But yeah, man, I like Soul Eater, man. It was my shit. So.
All right. So I guess it's up right now. Number 6. It's also another shonen. It's Katekyo Hitman Reborn.
Oh my god, here we go.
Explain yourself for how you say it.
Bro, the only thing that saved Hitman Reborn from being canceled was the fact that it was from a gag anime, it was terrible with the jokes. And
I agree.
To a battle shonen. If it would have started off as a battle shonen, I probably would have loved it. But the fact that it went from this anime, it was too disconjointed and discombobulated. It made no sense. And then the fact that I gotta wait 23 episodes for this shit to get good, nah, fuck out of here. I couldn't do it. But I understand why
that's the same thing. Hold on, that's the same thing supposed to be saying about One Piece. Don't do that.
No, One Piece has been good off rip. and for me anyway, but like Hitman Reborn, that stupid ass little miniature motherfucker was not funny. It just turned me off. I couldn't make it to that 23 episodes. But I do understand why people like it. I'm not gonna shit on it because I'm like the battle. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I actually watched Hitman Reborn because of a part I seen on YouTube where they're just doing all this off the wall shit. I was like, this is a little dope. Yeah, like I'm like, oh, this look dope. And then I'm sitting here watching like, what the fuck is this?
Exactly.
I'm over there sitting here like, when the fuck y'all gonna get to the epic shit, man? What's the shit I seen? Was the shit fan made or something? Like, what's the shit I seen on fucking YouTube? What the fuck is up with that?
Exactly.
I mean, that's why I'm sitting here just chilling. I'm like, okay, I don't really give a fuck about this comedy shit. I would say like, why the fuck is this motherfucker busting out his clothes and he's just in his drawers doing stupid shit? I'm like, what is this? I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on? And yeah, it may sound like I'm shitting on it, but let's be real. That comedy shit was not gonna stick. I don't give a fuck. Like, that comedy shit was not gonna stick. I don't give a fuck. So like, bro, you need to change this. And then that's when Reborn like, oh yeah, the 0-point bullet. You ain't gonna go crazy. You gonna stay calm. Bang. I was like, oh, okay. He's calm. Oh, he fighting. What the fuck? And then you brought the concept of dying wheel flames. That's the one concept I like. The fact that the people who are a part of you, they all have a role to play. That's the one thing I like about it. Oh yeah, these people, they're not just a part of you because they're friends. They're a part of you because they're destined to be. Everyone had a role to play. So you as the leader, even though, and that's the problem with Suna as a character. Granted, yes, he got stronger, but the character himself did not get any growth.
Exactly. That's the biggest fucking thing for me was Suna was a trash MC.
He really was. I look, hand to God, I wholeheartedly admit it. He was, okay? I ain't gonna even lie. Suna was a trash ass main character, but his supporting cast, like literally right. It was awesome. It was great. Hayato, Yamato, Hibari, Lambo, Dino, fucking Makoto Rokudo, who is one of my favorite characters in the series. Zanzas old, ooh boy, when future Zanzas, when he fought the fucking enemy, I forgot what was the name of the enemy, but when he fought the enemy and the motherfucker like, hey, you gonna get up out your chair? He like, nah, I can beat you just sitting here. Whoop this motherfucker's ass. I was like, damn. But Zanza's like, I'm not getting up out my chair. Okay, just know that you keep fucking with me, you gonna die. Right. That's the thing. And it's like what I said, the whole dying will bullet thing. Now, at first, I was a little iffy on the whole, oh, we're going to the future shit. But then when I seen it, I was like, damn, so there's actually gonna be a time where Suna actually gonna grow some nuts. Because when the original Suna went to the future, they looked down, they're like, hey bro, what happened to you? You used to be so stern and serious. Why you so scared? That type of shit. That type of shit right there. But yeah, I like Hitman Reborn. First of all, I was a diehard fan of this fucking show. I love this show. Like after the failings of the comedy shit, I fucking love this show. And I wish that, okay, I'm not even gonna ask for a reboot. I don't want a reboot. Just continue it. Just continue what you did after you left off, because you did somewhat of a tournament kind of thing after the future arc. You did some kind of tournament kind of thing, and I felt like that needed to be animated. Back when Reborn used to have chapters coming out, everybody was thinking, bro, that this needs to be animated, because everybody did some broke ass shit. Like even Reborn did some broke ass shit. Like there was a time that like, oh yeah, you can become an adult again, and Reborn fucking wrecked shop. I was like, damn. But beggars can't be choosers, so yeah. Like I said, I don't want to reboot of Hitman Reborn. It's fine the way it is, even with those trash ass 23 episodes. But it's fine the way it is. I just want you to continue it to where the manga left off. But yeah, that's my number 6, Katekyo Hitman Reborn. Yeah, because
let me just add one thing that a Hitman Reborn. See, Hitman Reborn could have traveled 2 routes to start the show. It could have either did a Beelzebub, which was half serious, half gag, which I think that Reborn doing that would have been a lot better. But this fucking little hitman talking about Reborn, that shit was so annoying. Or it could have been more serious, like a Bongo Stray Dogs meets Demon Slayer type of vibe. But with the Mafia, that would have been more like 91 days. It could have been like more 91 days-ish. And I think that would have made fucking Reborn just slap. But the fact that it just took 23, you had to it's almost like you got rewarded for watching bullshit. And I hated that because I could never get to. I always stopped at episode 23. I can't take it no more. But I feel you.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So now we're on number 5, the top 5 now.
All right, number 5 for me is another sports anime. This one actually is what got me into sports anime. It's called iShield 21. It's a football anime.
The only football anime they got.
The only football anime they got in the craziest shit. The fucking the Death March was probably one of my favorite arcs. And because that arc is what sets up iShield and the rest of the crew becoming great football players. And it's just like, the thing that I like about iShield 21 is it didn't take itself serious, but it had a lot of serious concepts. It had racism in there. It had all kinds of like, cultural issues. It had, bullying and overcoming your bullies. And it had a lot of little, real life lessons in there if you dug for it. And it was just like, Senna was such a lovable character. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to root for this little man. You know what I'm saying? The whole show. And so, watching his growth and development, him being more confident and finally taking off the helmet and revealing that he's I Shield 21, it just has so many epic moments. And then the end of it, they all ended up going to the league, and then he has to play against his ex quarterback, and like that shit was so hard, man. And I just think that when people sit on sports anime and slice of life, I'm like, you don't know what you miss. You know what I'm saying? Because then these two genres have some of the best growth and character development, and they have a lot of funny moments. They're not trying to be funny, but they're funny because they're not trying to be funny. Versus like a gag anime where us Americans, we don't understand Japanese humor, and it's like most of their shit is like old '60s dad jokes, and I'm just like, y'all think that this shit's funny? I Shield 20.
All right, Ron Wilson, you on? All right, Ron Wilson, you on next?
All right, my number 5 will have to be Yu Yu Hakusho.
Ooh, yeah.
And I recently, I mean, like last year, I started rewatching a bunch. I started rewatching everything. I started rewatching a lot of stuff from my childhood, just so I can relive them days and start to remember some stuff that I had, recently had forgot about. I rewatched Yu Yu Hakusho. I rewatched Rurouni Kenshin. I rewatched Inuyasha, even though I haven't watched all the freaking movies because Yu Yu Hakusho has a shit ton of movies. But yeah, man, Yu Yu Hakusho had to be one of the coolest. That was an anime. I told my friends I ain't coming out to play. I'm gonna watch this episode of this freaking this freaking tournament arc because man, the spirit gun had to be the coolest freaking move to me, next to the Kamehameha. But the spirit gun just had to be the coolest move, and it was just the coolest. I don't know. It was just the coolest freaking. It was so simple and it was so small, but it was like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot your ass. Yeah. That was the first blicky. All right, but I just love the characters. Freaking everybody was so cool. Especially I love the dynamic between most of the characters because everybody was just so like you had this team of 4 guys who was like everybody was just so different, you know. But at the same time, they still were able to become like a really good team. They still were able, good enough to become an actual good team, and the whole spirit detective thing was like really, really dope to me. It just I love I love Yusuke. I love Yusuke's growth as a character. He started off as like this freaking delinquent to being a delinquent with power. So, but yeah, the fights were actually pretty cool to me, and I love his ultimate form, his demon form with the long hair and shit. I love how completely freaking shattered and broken it was. And I'm fighting you in jeans and one shoe, and no shirt. Like, let's go. And it just Yu Yu Hakusho did a lot for me. It was like one of my first anime, and I don't know. After that, I don't know. I just never. After that, I knew that the creator made other anime. I never could get into Hunter x Hunter. So, I mean, I'm planning on watching it, but I'm like, I don't. It's just maybe
Well, Hunter x Hunter is kind of like Reborn in a sense. It's like you got to get past the first arc. Like once you get past that first arc, which I enjoyed the first arc, but a lot of people had a lot of problems with it. But
I enjoyed it.
But Yu Yu Hakusho, I mean, not Yu Yu Hakusho, but they got away from the 5-man team formula. That's what was the problem with both Bleach and Naruto, is that they had just too many great characters, and it's so hard to manage that many characters as a writer, and then you got villains on top of that. Which the great thing about Yu Yu Hakusho is like you had a total of 4 villains throughout the entire show. But them 4 fucking villains was the most iconic fucking villains in anime history. You can't the motherfucker with the soccer powers. I forget his name. That motherfucker was OP. He was like, how is this motherfucker whooping you with soccer powers? You know what I'm saying? And then Tagoro, we got enough time to talk about Tagoro, but just
First and foremost, fuck younger Tagoro from Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament. Okay.
But he was great. That's what was great about him. Fuck
Whoa, wait. I ain't talking about this man. No, I'm not talking about this man as a character. I'm talking about this man as a final boss in the PS2 game.
You will never let.
No, fuck you. I ain't never letting that go. Okay? No, I ain't never letting that go. You have a combo called A Long Way to Hell where you literally had to put that bitch in like a cheat code. And not only do you have to put that bitch in like a cheat code, but that fucking combo is an insta kill. It is a insta fucking kill. And he spams it every fucking time. Yeah. No, I'm not letting that shit go. Cause the only thing I gotta do is jump, spirit gun, jump, spirit gun, jump, spirit gun, jump, spirit gun. You want to spam some shit? I'll spam some shit.
You had to tease it. For those who don't know, Yu Yu Hakusho had a 2D fighter on the PS2, and yeah, that game was hard. That game was hard as fuck.
Because you got input combos like they cheat codes.
Yeah, even the tutorial was hard. How do you make a tutorial hard?
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man. That game gave me all kinds of headaches. That game made my ass itch. But anyway, Yu Yu Hakusho, man. I might end up rewatching it again because it was just such a great series to me. But yeah, man, that's my one. Yeah, that's good. Not one, but that's my number 5.
Number 5.
My number 5 is the original Dragon Ball.
Oh.
Yes, and here's the reason. First and foremost, yes, I did start with Z. This is true. However, it was one time during high school. It was summer break. It was literally summer vacation. Every single morning I woke up. For some reason, watching Dragon Ball in the morning just felt like a Saturday morning cartoon feeling. So I woke up and fixed my bowl of cereal, sat down at my computer, and started watching Dragon Ball. The original Dragon Ball. First and foremost, every single Dragon Ball series had their focused genre. Dragon Ball had the most comedy. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Dragon Ball had the most comedy. Z had the most drama, and GT had the most action.
Dragon Ball was actually a gag anime. Actually, that's what it's classic.
Yeah.
He was Indeed, it was. But the one thing I loved about Dragon Ball, and old heads will probably agree with me when I say this, the fucking world tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Goku versus Tien.
Fuck a Goku versus Tien. It's the fights all around. Goku versus Jackie Chun, aka Master Roshi. Goku versus Tien. Goku versus Piccolo. Fucking Kami versus Piccolo. Yamcha versus Tien. Back when Tien was a ruthless motherfucker by breaking this motherfucker's leg.
Oh yeah, for some reason Yamcha always got his legs broken. Like he was always getting his legs broke.
And I like how everybody's saying things like, well, Yamcha and Tien didn't get their character development. Watch Dragon Ball, they gonna get all the character development you can see.
Yeah, Z just became a focus on the next generation, so to speak. Well, not necessarily the next generation, but the next generation mixed in with. It was more about Gohan and Vegeta. Let's just put it like that.
Right.
Whereas Dragon Ball was about the journey of Goku and all the people that influenced him, and then GT was about, the passing the torch, so to speak.
Right, and this is how, because I talked to Mr. Ron Wilson about this a long time ago. I said when it came to Dragon Ball, the concept should have been like this. Dragon Ball should have been the story of Goku. Dragon Ball Z should have been the story of Gohan. Dragon Ball Super, yes I said Super, should have been the story of Goten, and GT should have been the story of Oob.
I think that I would actually change that. Super should have been the story of Pan, and GT should have been the story of Goten, Trunks, and Oob. They all should have grown up together, and been the next Z fighters. It's like GT should have been the next generation of Z fighters.
I agree.
But I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I think that Super being more focused on Pan and us getting the payoff of Pan finally turning Super Saiyan, which is what we should have gotten GT. I think that'll be more rewarding, which is what seems like they're going with the new movie. But we'll see.
Right. Also, right. Also, another thing with Dragon Ball is just funny as hell. I don't think I've ever laughed as hard as watching Kid Goku versus Ninja Murasaki.
That fight was weird as hell.
The fight, okay. First of all, the fight wasn't weird because here's the thing about old school anime and old school cartoons in general. The main type of comedy back then was slapstick, and Goku versus Ninja Murasaki was nothing but slapstick fucking comedy. That's all it was. And I don't give a fuck nobody say I cried laughing during that fight because first of all, Ninja Murasaki's like, oh yeah, I'm this well known assassin, and anyone who I could take on, I could kill him and all the other shit. And he tried, and he tried to be stealthy with the shit. And I like how Goku just with his innocence at the time, like I like how Goku with his innocence at the time was just like, oh, okay, well, you want to fight? We can fight. That's fine. I'm not trying to kill you or anything, but you saying you want to fight me? That's cool. And then there was a time he was hiding in the water. Goku like, oh, someone's breathing underwater. Okay, cool. Let me go get this hot pot of water and just pour it in this fucking tube he breathing me in. Or better yet, or better yet, while you lunge at me and charge at me, let me stick my power pole right in the ground and watch it stick right up your ass.
Oh my god, that part still make my booty hole hurt to this day. I'm like, oh, yeah. Take it out. Oh, yeah.
It's not. Apparently the main thing that made me laugh was even though he got stuck with the pole, he was running around and his ass mistakenly ran too far. He turned to the side, that pole hit that tree.
Lord, hey man, I didn't get into the glory of Dragon Ball until I was 20 in my early 20s. I didn't watch it when I was younger because I didn't have access to it. So
right, I didn't have access to it either. Like honestly, I didn't have access to it either. But man, when I chose to binge watch Dragon Ball and actually seeing Goku grow, like actually see him grow up, was an experience in itself. For one, because this motherfucker got one hell of a growth spurt. I don't give a damn.
When he left and came back, he was taller than everybody and shit. And it was like who is? No one could recognize him. He was like, Goku. He was like, yeah,
it's me. I'm back.
What the fuck?
You got to really see why Goku is the way that he is now. That's what I like about continuations of series versus Naruto going to Boruto. So dumb, but never mind. We'll talk about that another time.
Right. But yes, number 5 is Dragon Ball. So we only moving on up after this one. So now we on number 4.
All right, so number 4, again, I told y'all I'm a shoujo fanatic, and oddly enough, I don't have any shoujo in my first few anime recommendations. So it's called Iori Ayoshi, and the story is huh.
No, I'm saying, why does it sound so familiar?
Because a lot of people have seen trailers for it, but they skipped over it. Because this is around the time Golden Time was popular, and this is what I like to call it the golden age of shoujo. It was like there was a ton of shoujos from like 2000 to 2005, and so Iori Yoshi is an anime about this boy, and he is the second. I think he's the second. He's a twin. He's the second son of a rich tycoon, but I guess he was illegitimate. I don't know how they made it work. How they have twins, but like they're from different moms. It was weird the way they did it in the anime. But anyway, so he's the second son of a rich Japanese tycoon, but he was kicked out of the family because of his lineage. He's not the son from the main family. So anyway, he going to college and he wants to be a photographer, but he had this love interest, and her name was Iori. Iori is also a baroness. She's a baroness of this big corporation. She's like next in line. She don't want that. She is in love with this dude, like just super in love, and she go all the way to Tokyo to find him on a whim. She got an old address from somebody. I don't remember how she did it, but she got an address, went to this man's apartment, and was like, "I love you. Let's be together." And he's like, "Excuse me, who the fuck are you?" and so like he's all remembering, and she's like, "You don't remember me, blah blah blah." And he's like, "Oh, you're Iori? Oh wow," like. But he's like, "Bitch, I need you to get out of here because I'm not allowed to have nobody in my house." You know what I'm saying? Because he lived in one of them type of places. And she's like, "No, I want to be together with you." And so, she get butt naked because she need to take a bath, and he's remembering how bad she was and shit. But eventually, the manager finds out that she's staying there, so he gets kicked out, and her family finds out where she is, so they send the female butler to go find her, and so eventually they make an agreement. They're like, "Look, as long as you keep the relationship a secret, you can live in this big ass mansion close to your college with her." So that's what they do. So he's living in the college, and eventually all these different girls. It's not a harem. It's got harem elements, but it's not a harem. All these different girls, like another one of his love interests. She's like a college student. She's a photography major, but she travels all over the world because she kind of takes it serious. He kind of like looking at it as a hobby, but he kind of wants to do it, but he don't. But she actually takes it serious. She's all over Africa, Australia, but she's in love with him. She comes to live with him because she's like, "I'm not gonna let y'all two get together." But she ends up liking Aori, and they become best friends. And then he gets a maid, and then he gets like another little girl to come live with him, and so it's a big happy family. So you got this big happy family, everything's all good, everything, everybody's happy and shit. Here comes this motherfucker's brother, and his brother is the heir to the corporation. He's the first son. He's the real son, but they're twins. They look just alike. And so, but Aori does not like this motherfucker at all. She hated him as a kid, and she hates him as an adult. She don't want to be with him, but the family wants him to be with her, and they've disowned the second son. So you got this love triangle, and the story is just about him overcoming his family and her family in order to be together. It's a great story. It's a lot of other stuff that happens. I don't want to spoil too much just in case y'all want to watch it. But that's basically the premise. And a lot of people that I know that are shoujo fans have watched it, but people that haven't, they don't even know what the fuck it is.
Hey. I'm kind of interested.
It's good. It's good. It's lit.
Well,
go ahead, Ron. Shit, okay.
My number 4 is Ronnie Kenshin. Now,
ooh, great choice.
Yeah, this anime is the reason I like samurai. This anime, I like everything samurai.
Who don't like samurai? But
I don't fat people that don't. But
That was aggressive.
But man, I love Aroni. I just love Aroni Kenshin because like, I just love how he just was this. I was this manslayer. I was this killer and whatever, and then I just changed my life, and now I'm gonna beat everybody's ass without killing people. And I love how throughout the most of the series, it's like everybody's trying to get him to go back to killing. Everybody's trying to get him. All these villains are trying to get him to go back to his old ways and saying that yeah, you don't kill this guy, he's gonna come back and do this and stuff. And he's like, no, that's not who I am anymore. That's not what I want to do anymore. I just want to.
Plus, he made a promise and a vow. So samurais don't break their vows. Vows.
Even though he was a Ronin, he was a samurai without a master. He still had a an oath and a vow to go by. So he's like, nah, I'm just gonna beat your ass, dog. I'm just gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna make sure you can never hold a sword again and stuff like that. So even if you do come back, you can't do nothing to me. And I did love I loved the entire series. I like the live action movies too. Because
did you watch this first series? Is the question though? When he was a murdering ass nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I watched a little bit of the small series about his son.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like it like that. I liked it, but it didn't click with me as much as the original series. But yeah, man, I love this series a lot. I love you got that old style looking anime, but I don't care. We grew up with that, so I'm used to seeing that, so it's cool. So
I prefer that Flame Ranker, Golden Time, Rurouni Kenshin stuff. That shit is more pleasing to the eyes, soft on the eyes, it don't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like these new animes, it's about fucking making niggas go blind.
But yeah, man, I like that. I like the whole. I just love that series a lot when it came, especially when it came down to, the sword play itself. Like it wasn't super flashy. Even though I was used to the super flashy, that it introduced me to like a different way of like fighting or whatever. It wasn't. Nobody had like no one had like powers and whatnot. It was all just skill. It was all just skill and how good of a swordsman, of a fighter you were and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my number 4.
Before we move on, Ron, so you telling me that GT is a ninja snob and he don't like samurai?
He ain't fat though, he's thick. That's the difference.
Well, GT look like he'd beat your ass though. He's what I like to call fat swole though.
We about the same size. He just taller than me.
No, I'm not talking about you beating your ass. I'm talking about beating a hater's ass.
If I can't talk him down, if he try to fight you, if he try to fight somebody, if he try to beat somebody's ass, if I can't talk him down, then if I can't do it, you done fucked up.
Because I've seen the pictures. He's always the one in the back with the head nod, looking at you with the side eye. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, if I can't talk him down, I'm just gonna beat your ass, and then we gonna walk off and get some ice cream or something. But
it's your turn, number 4.
Y'all gonna stop this shit, man?
Hey, bro, high five.
Anywho, all right. So my number 4 is the original, not the Netflix one, the original Baki the Grappler.
Well, yes, sir.
Number 4 is the original Baki the Grappler. First and foremost, Yujiro Hanma killed
killed motherfucking Baki's mama in front of him.
But not only did he kill his mama, he killed the little ape thing that Baki had so much trouble fighting.
Yep. It's like, this is what took you so long to beat this. Look at it.
No! Motherfucker grabbed the shit. Like, I like, what the fuck?
Yujiro is an asshole, bro. Like,
He
oh my god.
is, and that's and I don't know what it is. I'm like, bro, okay, well, Yujiro, but yeah, first of all, I love the opening, the American opening
Yeah.
because the opening, yeah,
That shit hard as fuck.
right, right, that shit right there. I fucking love that damn. I fucking love that damn opening, but I actually like the animation of the old Baki. Like I like the way it looks.
Yujiro looked more like a demon than he does now. Now he just looks like a bodybuilding weirdo. You know, like in Baki the Grappler, he looked like a demon for real. Especially the first time you saw the demon back, I was like, oh shit.
Like the
Right.
Baki was just what the fuck? Like how you got muscles there? You know,
You remember when the Karate Master's grandson karate kicked that dude with his toes, and he used his toes to poke that dude's face? Oh man!
Right.
I was like, what the hell is happening? Like everybody's just big, right? And I'm just like, man, can you imagine these guys fucking like women? Like, could you imagine?
I mean, they do it. Shit.
Yujiro in the comic book pulled out his pants to the fucking like the president, the secretary, president, or something. And it was like, you gonna suck it in now. I was like, what? Yujiro was a savage. I was like, yo.
Yes. Yujiro, yes, you right. Yujiro is a whole ass savage. Like, okay, so the thing about Baki is, for one, I actually like the introduction of it. For one, like, it literally started off with him literally beating up an entire gang. Well, attempting to beat up an entire gang by himself. So,
and then you just saw like the police was in on it. Like, do we need to go save him? No.
Right. I mean, motherfucker, like, but he only 13. He'll be alright.
Yeah.
Like shit, like Baki started. Well, he started his journey younger, but his original start of this journey was when he was 13. You know, beating up grown ass men, a prize boxer, a Yakuza boss, 4 war veterans.
But the Yakuza boss was only 14.
Well, I thought Hanayama was 15 in the original box.
Oh yeah, 14, 14, 15. He was young as fuck too. Shit.
Right, he was.
He had so many scars. I'm like, how many battles have you been in? Jesus Christ. Maybe he got more scars.
This dude literally said, I've been throwing hands since I came out the womb. We ain't about to even try this.
Literally. Oh my god.
All right, 15, like damn. And then you attempted to fight his dad at a nightclub. The dad literally lifted this heavy ass motherfucker up with one hand and tossed him like he was paper.
Think about this, GT. He was fighting all these grown motherfuckers, and his daddy beat him like the little kid that he was. Beat him so bad he had to go on a journey.
Bro, not only did he beat him so bad, like he literally kicked this fool so hard that it was the equivalent to him dying twice, as the father explained.
Yeah, that shit. Baki the Grappler, and the tournament for Baki the Grappler shits on anything that the current new Baki could ever.
I agree. Fuck it. I mean, because you see, it's a lot of things that most people don't understand, care about. Like, oh yeah, I started watching Baki. I was like, did you start, or are you watching one on Netflix? I'm watching one on Netflix. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Because if you watch the original one with like almost 50 something odd episodes, it gives you a lot of depth as to why they're continuing this shit. Because now, honestly, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm actually enjoying the new Baki. However, the prize go to the original one, because the original one,
the new Baki just don't hit like the old Baki. The old Baki just was more gritty. I like the art style was not polished because it made it feel like a real fighting anime. These pretty motherfuckers in this new anime, it's like JoJo's Bizarre animated this shit. I'm like, what? Like, this shit's ugly. Like, can we bring the original animators back? Shit, Kagen and Shura looking ass fucking anime.
Right, but for the gritty acts of it, the fights, and of course the main character's dad, Bakir Grappler. That's why it's number 4.
That's a great choice. I love that shit. Love that choice.
Yeah. Now we on number 3.
Number 3 for me, since we on the fighting anime, might as well put the fighting anime that your best friend and everybody forgot, Shadow Skill. Shadow Skill was Baki the Grappler before Baki the Grappler. It was, and it had the first female heroine that was actually a martial artist, so that I can think of. A lot of people say Air Master, but people forget Air Master came out almost 2010, I think, or 2008, somewhere around there. Shadow Skill came out early 2000, and I liked that the little boy was the apprentice, but he was always getting his ass whooped. But meanwhile, the main heroine, she would just step up and beat all these men into oblivion. And she was the, I forget what they called the Shadow Skill people that were like the best fighters, but you know, that she was a bad bitch. She was beat men up left and right, and she was sexy while doing it. So Shadow Skill just had a big impact on me, and I love the intro too, even though it's kind of like more like a kind of I want to say Celtic kind of intro. That shit was dope. But a lot of people never seen Shadow Skill, because Shadow Skill, I believe it came on briefly on Toonami. I'm not sure, but I saw it on HBO. And well, no, not HBO, Cinemax. I saw it on Cinemax, and I was just in love ever since. That's how I got into Saikyu Reloaded, because Saikyu Reloaded and Shadow Skill, they used to come on back to back. So Shadow Skill is my number 3.
All right. Well, my number 3, Full Metal Alchemist, or
wait, which one?
Brotherhood.
It's Brotherhood. I think Brotherhood post 2012. I mean 2010. Oh, it's not. No.
2007.
Wow. Damn. Okay. We'll continue. My bad.
Oh, yeah, Brotherhood. I did like the original Fullmetal Alchemist, but I just didn't like the ending.
Yes.
I did not like the ending. The whole thing about them coming to our world, which really didn't make no sense to me. Like, I really didn't think Fullmetal was like a parallel world to ours. I didn't like that concept. But when we got the Brotherhood, man, this anime has made me cry so many times, and it still freaking does. Every time I watch it, it's like I'm watching it for like the first time, and it's like, yo, why am I feeling these emotions? Because it's like everybody, because it wasn't just about Ed and Al, even though this is their story, you know. It wasn't just about Ed and Al. It was everybody got some shine. Like, everybody got some shine. Everybody had pivotal moments in it, and like everybody played some kind of role. Like, nobody was just completely thrown to the wayside like that. Like, even the chimeras, the dudes who were chimeras, they had roles, and they weren't even there. Like, they didn't come to like the halfway, but just about the halfway point in this series, and it was just amazing. I love the storytelling. I love the some of the twists they had, where, like, you know, when, you know, Bradley was Raph and stuff, and he was just uber freaking broken. I love Greed, and I love the new Greed. Well, technically still old Greed, but you know, I love his dynamic with him and Ling. And Ling was my favorite. Ling's my favorite character in that whole series. Ling was my favorite freaking character. Some of my favorite episodes, you know, was that little episodes where they were stuck inside a gluttony and they were trying to get out and stuff like that. And you know, the whole, yeah, like the homunculi had been here for over years and years and years, and the reason why the world is like this is because they've been controlling it this whole time. And I'm just like, yo, this really is white folks. But yeah, man, I just love these characters. And I love the whole thing of it had like it was more than just fighting or whatever. It was racism, it was capitalism, it was political shit. It was a lot going in this series. It was a lot going on in this series.
Utilitarian.
Oh yeah, like it was like we trying to turn our state from a military state and stuff like that. Like it was like that, and it was like, yo, like this is much more than just alchemy. And actually, the whole alchemy stuff, like, it actually made me actually want to research and study alchemy. And a lot of the alchemy stuff that they do in the show is actually is a lot of it's real alchemy and stuff, like real. The whole equivalent exchange stuff, that's real in actual alchemy. The whole those rules and stuff that alchemy goes by, like that's real shit. So it was like, I love how authentic it was with actual alchemy and stuff. And especially the fighting was also awesome. And also it made me want it. I don't know why, it just made me want automail. I don't know why. I was just like, I was like, yeah, man, I want an automail arm.
If you didn't want to be Edward at least once in your anime journey, I don't think you really love anime the way you think you love anime.
Yeah, I wanted to be Mustang.
Yeah.
Mustang was hard as fuck too. Snap, 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 snap. I'm like, what? How you killing niggas with snaps?
You did it before Thanos did it. But
I still can't snap to this day. I was trying to snap like a motherfucker.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I can't snap my fingers either.
Oh, I can't. All I need is some gloves, man.
But all I wanted was, I said, okay, well, I can't snap, but I can clap though. Clap.
But yeah, man, Fullmetal Alchemist, that was my shit. And it was just so much. It was family, and the ending was hella better. The ending was hella better. The ending was marvelously better. The only downside to the ending that is Ed can't use alchemy no more, and he didn't get his leg back. But that's it.
Yeah, but he still had his dick though, so he'll be alright.
Hey, no, Ed always had his dick. Al got his dick back.
No, I was saying, you say, but he lost his leg. You saying like he didn't get his leg back, but he still got his dick, so he'll be alright. Shit.
Yeah, Al got everything back. Al got his dick back. He's like, yeah, now I can get with this girl for Shing. But yeah, but it was a great series, man. And I still sit here and rewatch it to this day. It's freaking awesome. Especially my favorite part, one of my favorite scenes the whole time was when Ed gets pissed the fuck off after Al sacrificed himself to give him his arm back, and he just starts beating the shit out of Father.
That was dope.
Yeah, he was like, "You idiot!" He's like, "Yeah, you stupid motherfucker! I'm gonna beat your ass." He started beating the shit out of Father. I was like, yeah, he was just giving him hands. He was giving him alchemy hands and regular hands. I'm gonna hit you with my fucked up arm just to disrespect you. Man, it was Fullmetal Alchemist. It was Brotherhood, awesome, and the video games were really good too. So yeah, that's my number 3.
GT.
My number 3 is Gundam Wing.
Oh yes.
You went, yeah.
First and foremost with Gundam Wing, there is not a character on that show that I don't like.
Facts.
Like, every single character in that show is likable, even though a lot of the Gundam fandom hates Relena. The Gundam fandom cannot stand Relena. But I don't really care for Relena because Relena didn't do nothing. And maybe that's why folks didn't like Relena, because like, oh, she didn't really do anything. Why is Hero so obsessed with Relena? It's not the fact that Hero's obsessed with Relena, it's the fact that Relena is the first person to see him. So it kind of makes sense. But then Relina wants peace, Hero wants peace, Miliardo wants peace, even though the Epion said you don't need peace. Well, maybe the peace is destroying the earth. Hero's like, no, leave that alone. But it's like what I said, the fact that there is not one character who I can name that I don't like in that series. Now, old girl from the movie, the little girl who swore she was Trace Kushina's daughter, she got on my nerves. I like, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Sit your ass down somewhere.
Duo, that was my favorite character though.
Oh, Duo Maxwell, of course. Duo Maxwell, because one, he is the comic relief. He is the easygoing one, but when he in that damn death scythe, it's over with.
Man, his fucking mech was hard. I wanted that motherfucker. I was like, yes.
The death scythe, and the Nuntaku, Wu Fei's Gundam. That one was dope too, but and that's also one thing that I didn't like was the fact that Wu Fei, Wu Fei kind of wishy-washy because it was like, oh, you want to join this side? Yeah, sure, why the fuck not? Bro, we're alive. I don't care if you're alive. Bro, we're alive. I don't care if you're alive. Bro, we're alive. All right, fuck it. I guess I'm on y'all guys' team again.
But hey, the villain dude, the dude with the mask and his mech.
Zex Marquise.
Yes.
Miliardo Peacecraft. Yes, sir. Yeah.
That motherfucker was a beast, bro. Just make the whole right.
Even though the Epion didn't even have a gun, it literally had the heat rod and the fucking beam saber, and he was whooping ass just like that.
Whooping all the ass.
Exactly. So, okay. So first and foremost, Gundam Wing is like the first Gundam series I watched, and I enjoyed every single minute of it. Even though I'm not one when it comes to the politics and all the other stuff, when I seen Gundam Wing, I listened. I fucking listened. I needed to know what was going on here, what all was needed, what all we needed to do. So yeah,
was important to the motivations of why things were the way they were. So
yes, yeah. It was. So yeah, for me, number 3 is Gundam Wing.
Yeah, I just gotta say I like both y'all's lists so far. Y'all really taking it back. You know what I'm saying? Taking me back because Gundam Wing is like number 9 on my all-time list. And like, oh man, I got so many fond memories of Gundam Wing. Just the music, not the intro or the outro, because that was kind of mid, but the battle music and the music that was within the anime itself. They do some political intrigue.
Right.
That shit is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
But number 2 is Pollock. Pollock has very, 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 very fond memories for me because it was the first spiritual anime that didn't have battles per se, but was fucking sick as fuck. Because it was an anime that was more about mystery and solving problems than it was about, oh well, I have this technique or this talisman that I can use to banish spirits. And I'm just like, nah, you just had this bad bitch sitting in this fucking shop like, welcome to my shop. I can grant you any wish that you desire, but you'll have to give up something in exchange. And she just sitting there with her titties out. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give up this dick in exchange, bitch. Come here. So, man, and when I think his name is Kawaki. I forget the fucking main character's name, but the main character, he just kind of got thrusted into this whole world. Come to find out, he's supposed to be her successor, and just all the stuff that he went through to get to that point, so he can no longer see spirits. But she made him realize that seeing spirits was part of his gift, and I just love that about the show because it was just like that was a message. You know what I'm saying? We see here. we sit here and forsake things about ourselves that make us who we are and what make actually the people that are close to us. Because I know GT, you probably have some things that Ron just loves about you, but you probably think, oh man, I hate that about myself. And vice versa. It's like the things that make us who we are the things that people love us for. And we sit here, we self-loathing and be like, man, I hate this, man. I want to get rid of it. But it's like, if you got rid of that, nobody would like you. And that's what I think was good about Watanuki. That's his name, Watanuki. That was the thing about Watanuki, was that you was just trying to forsake your gift that could literally help people, and he finally figured it out. And I just thought it was just great. So Holic is my number 2.
Right. My number 2, Bleach. I'm gonna keep this one short because we kind of already talked about Bleach.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna love my number 1 though. Well, GT already know my number 1, but Anyway, this Bleach was just my shit. I love the concept of Bleach. I love the character. I love how diverse everybody was. Like nobody was the same. Like I couldn't, like Toshido. No one could do what Toshido could do. No one could control ice the way he does. Even though Rukia had ice too, no one could. She wasn't making no ice dragons and shit. Like I love how everybody's Zanbakuto was unique to them, and nobody else copied their powers and stuff like that. And I just love how everybody was just so unique. Everybody was so diverse. Everybody had a different Bankai. Everybody's powers worked differently. Like Kubo was really coming up with some really unique ass powers when it came down to like designing the freaking Soul Reapers. And that's one of the coolest things about Bleach that I really liked. And you had all these different races in Bleach. You had Soul Reapers and Quincy. And
the first time we saw black people in an anime, we was like, "That's a nigga." Yep, I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Even if they wasn't human, hey.
Yeah, but you was a nigga. Tosin did nigga shit. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna pretend like I fuck with you. But then when you let your guard down, I'm gonna let you know I don't fuck with you. I love that shit. That was hard.
You were never the one. Yeah, I never had respect for you, motherfucker. But also, real quick about Tosin. Yo base form, dope. Yo hollow kind of form, Bankai thing, dope. Your third form, what the hell was this?
It's the same thing with Aizen, though. Aizen's final form, the Hogyoku form, he was ugly as fuck. He thought he looked fly as fuck with that white fucking skin and that weird ass black wing. He was ugly as shit. Meanwhile, Ichigo come out the little 10,000 year thing, long hair, fucking light skinned Bankai,
Like,
yeah, look at
that literally is what if Ichigo just went down the path of a Soul Reaper. It didn't focus on no other power he got, just straight Soul Reaper. That's what happened. But yeah, man, like Aizen did all of that just to turn into an ugly ass hollow, and I hated that. Even though Aizen was my favorite fucking villain, you did all that just to turn into a hollow. Like the other forms before that were kind of cool, but then when you get to like having big butterfly wings and shit, and then you turn into that thing you turn to the last form with the face, and then I'm like, what the fuck?
Hekamundo Aizen was top tier Aizen. With that white outfit on, the hair slicked back, that was
needed.
The drip.
But the thing about what Aizen is, we don't know nothing about this man.
That was great though. That was the greatest shit.
Yeah,
like, you loved this motherfucker and didn't have a backstory. How you gonna have a villain? Even Madara had a backstory. But Aizen, you didn't get no backstory. You didn't get no motivation why he wanted to be. He's like, why was he strong? And how come nobody knew he was so strong? That shit was cold. But yeah, go ahead, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so how do we not? We've never seen this man's Bankai.
Like,
it was that even in the 1,000-year Blood War thing, we never saw his freaking Bankai or anything. He was beating people's ass in a chair, yo. Like, strapped down in the chair with one eye out at his mouth, and that was it. But yeah, And the whole thing about Ichigo having all kinds of different being all these different things or whatever, you know, it felt sometimes it felt like why like we're never gonna. I didn't like his full brain stuff. That whole he had a whole friggin'. You talk to a guy that loves Power Rangers, loves Super Sentai.
I want to stop you there. The execution armor that Ichigo had was the fucking shit. It's just going through the Fullbringer arc was really attractive.
Yeah. Ginjo was his cousin too, which is weird. But other than that, though, Bleach, I love Bleach. I will always, I hope Bleach fans don't start being dumbasses just because Bleach is coming back. Don't start being like these other anime motherfuckers. Okay, please. I know we kind of waiting on the happy day, but
nope. Bleach fans is out their fucking mind because Kubo is in his bag and he ain't lost a step. He ain't got better. So when they animate this shit, Nick, you thought Naruto fans was bad.
Hey, look, bro. I'm gonna be right there with him. I don't give a fuck.
Me too. I'm gonna be in my She-Hulk show talking about, oh yeah, that was your king, little fucking Vulpex looking ass Naruto nigga. Yeah, look.
Look at this fade. How come when anime dads become dads to get fades? Like, Ichigo got Naruto got
well, if you didn't notice, Ichigo has the same haircut as his dad. That's the reason why he looks like that. Because his dad was a big influence in his life. He loved his dad. Yeah. Unlike Boruto, don't love your own fucking father, bitch.
But yeah, man, that's my number 2 is Bleach. Y'all go ahead.
I'm excited. What's GT's number 2?
Number 2 for me is Baccano.
Oh, you pulling the Baccano? They don't know nothing about that. Go ahead, tell them about Baccano. They don't know nothing about that.
Hell no, I don't know nothing about Baccano. First and foremost, one of my most favorite openings of all time.
Wait, before you get into it again, they did it to you again. You love all these animes where they stopped it unnecessarily.
You're absolutely right.
Go ahead, though.
Yes, they stopped Baccano unnecessarily, but you know what? I'm not mad. And the reason why I'm not mad is because, for one, you gave me a character like the Rail Tracer. That's all I fucking needed. I do not care. You gave me Claire Stanfield, aka the Rail Tracer. That's the only character I needed in that show. Because, for one, that's my dude, boy. Like, when I seen what he did to them folks when he found out that they killed the conductor, fuck a hole. Oh yeah, you can be redeemed. Nah, fuck that. Come here, bro. I'm gonna tell you again. Right. A train known as the Flying Pussyfoot. The dude like, oh, you killed my conductor. All these damn Shauna protagonists, well, you must have had a reason. Nah, Claire Stanfield like, come here, bro, let me holler at you. I'm about to put your face to this tracks. You better tell me who the fuck killed him. I ain't telling you shit. And then grab the body and toss that bitch back in the train. And old dude like, well, maybe you know who killed the conductor. I don't know shit. Oh, okay. I ain't gonna start with your face. We gonna go legs first. Like, that's my dude, bro. Like real talk. Even when the little kid was trying to, manipulate him, he like, maybe you and I can work together. I don't wanna. Why not? I just do not want to. You on the other hand, got a smart ass mouth. And it also looks like your ass been living for a minute. Let me see what's going on with your fingers. Charles, 3 of them bitches, and them bitches attached right back to his ass. You're like, oh, okay. Choke the shit out this kid. And he just come back. He like, I ain't gonna kill you. He like, okay, this is no fun. But that fight he had on top of that damn train when he went up against fucking Lad Russo, one of the most unstable motherfuckers I have ever seen. Last Russo one.
It's only 12 episodes though. Damn.
I thought it was 16.
Was it? I thought it was 12.
Nah, man, 16. It was 16.
Not enough.
You're right, it's not enough because the novel reveals a whole lot more. And the only reason why I'm saying like the novel reveals a whole lot more because you actually find out that Claire Stanfield does marry old girl Chane. He does marry Chane. They actually have kids and everything in the novel. But the fact of the matter is that first of all, they made it to where this story will never end, because even in the final episode the narrator was like, these people will still continue to have adventures, these people will still continue to live their lives, we're done. That's the thing, we're done. One person's story's done, but more people's stories are still going, just like freaking Firo Prochinazo, the guy who looks like main character material. The fact that the fact that Misa gave him the ability to absorb people, and now he's an immortal. Then you find out everybody else is immortal. Isaac and Miria are immortal. Firo is immortal. Ennis is immortal. I'm like, damn. But that's the thing. Also, Bakano did that mafia shit for real.
Yes. So
yeah.
did.
Yeah, Bakano did that mafia shit for real. So you have to come with, it's basically mafia with some sci-fi, with a little sprinkle of history.
Yeah, Bakano was way ahead of his time.
It really was.
I'm mad they ain't got a spin-off, a second season, a reboot, a continuation. No.
I agree. But once again, I'm not mad. I'm actually okay with the length that you gave me, because it couldn't have been nothing at all, but still a fucking novel. So yeah, number 2 is Bakano. Now it's time to reveal our number 1s.
Yeah, we can finally at the end of the first episode. So my number 1 is Shonen Omnioji. Now, most people have never heard of this fucking anime, but this was the anime that I like to think was what spiritual anime was supposed to be. And basically, it takes the creator of Talisman, Taoism, all that good stuff. You look at Japanese history, it's Ebe no Seimei. Ebe no Seimei is, has his 7 general spirits that he uses to fight high-level demons and other spirits. But he has a grandson. I forget his grandson's name in the series. But this is how you do a father-son, right? Or a related parent anime. So the boy has the power of sight. He can see spirits and stuff. And he had it at an early age, but it traumatized him so bad that he forgot how to see spirits for a long time. He could still hear them talking to him. He could feel the chill and shit, but he forgot how. So his grandfather was like, he basically had a couple of his spirits watch over him, but he was like, he's not going to be an Omnioji, so, whatever. But one day in the capital, spirit attacks his carriage, and it shocks back reawakens his talent for being an Omnioji. And, he's supposed to inherit Ebe no Seimei's mantle, but he has to convince his spirit generals to be, a part of his clique, to basically he has to tame the generals just like Ebe did. And the first one is the one of fire. And he's the most hardest one to tame. And even Ebe can't control him that much. But, he bonds with the little boy, and they go on a bunch of different adventures. And this boy got high level taste. He wanted the princess. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want no basic bitch. I want the princess. And he ends up working because she's haunted by a spirit. I'm not going to go into what happens and how it happens, but it's a really good show. And it really focuses on the exorcism of spirits and the actual dealing with them in the way that they're supposed to be doing. Twin Star Exorcist kind of, picked up where Shonen Omni OG left off. But it has 50 episodes. It's a nice, meaty anime. It's got a great story, great character building and development. And the main MC, at first, you look at him like he's a wimp, but he gets his act together real quick. He's not one of these characters that just stay stuck and like, I'm a retard, dumb. He's like, I just forgot how to do this shit, but I remember now. Because as a kid, all the spirits of Evan no Seme used to play with him, and they all loved him anyway. But he gotta go through the trial that his grandfather gave him. But his grandfather's so cold. He's an old man, but his power is so strong that he can revert back to his 20-year-old self when he gotta fight high level demons. So go check it out if you like. If you love Bleach, you'll love Shonen Omni OG. It's just Bleach without swords, but with talismans.
I like the way you described that it's Bleach without swords.
It is. It really is. And because it's the same concept. They're spirits. Well, they're not hollows. They call them demons, but they're basically hollows. They go around. They eat people for their spiritual energy, and that's how they evolve. And the higher the demon is, the more people he's eaten. You know what I'm saying? Or he or she has eaten. Because
it's like an Iran card thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Bleach without swords. But it's just one character. There's not. Well, the side characters are the spirits. They're not and the spirits are kind of like Ichigo, you know. But matter of fact, the lead spirit, the fire spirit, kind of actually acts like Ichigo. Broody, always cranky. But yeah, go check that out. I think you can watch it on YouTube. You know, for people listening to the podcast, definitely give it a try and let GT and Ron know what y'all think. Well, that's my number one.
All right, my number one. Y'all gonna like this. My number one anime of all motherfucking time is Gurren Lagann.
Oh, okay. He put the universal mecha anime on there.
I'm like, bruh. Let me tell y'all something about Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann, it's a short anime. It's only 27 episodes. 27 episodes and 2 movies. But this series, I came across this series completely by accident. It was way back. This anime came out in 2007. I was at my aunt's house. It was late at night. I turned on the TV, and this back when the Sci-Fi Channel had Anna Mondays, and I turned it. I was on Sci-Fi Channel because I wanted to see if it was like, you know, I love Sci-Fi Channel back in the day. I turned that on.
You did.
I know some fat people, but but yeah, like it was the last I saw. It was Gurren Lagann, but it was the last episode. It was the last episode. They were fighting. It was the last 2 episodes, and they had just started fighting the Anti-Spiral, and they had got to the point where they turned into Super, or they turned into Tengen Toppa, and I was like, yo, what is this? I couldn't go to sleep. I just sat there and watched it in the living room on my aunt's old TV that you had to smack sometimes for the picture to come up. But man, it was just so freaking epic. We was throwing galaxies at it. We was throwing galaxies like they were shurikens. I'm like, and I'm sitting here thinking, don't people live in these different galaxies? Are trillions of people dying right now? That was we was using galaxies as freaking ammunition in the cannon. Like, you shot this guy in the face with a blast equivalent to the Big Bang, while also creating other galaxies behind it. I was like, yo, who beating these motherfuckers? Who beating the Giga Drill Break is the one of the most iconic freaking anime attacks I've ever freaking seen. And that part where they both did a Giga Drill Break and then the universe came to started the funnel into the drill spinning. That shit was like, yo. And everybody, the whole universe is watching this fight. I was like, man, this is awesome. And then I had I had like, man, I'm like, man, I gotta know what anime this is. I gotta know what this is. And then I did find out what it was, and I watched it from start to finish, and it just became my number one favorite anime of all time. Just the concept of humans underground, beast people on top, and the real reason why the beast people is here is just because we're trying to keep the anti-spirals from coming over here, taking over, and destroying everything. And I love the concept of like how the anti-spirals we was killing other spiral warriors, and that made me interested in so who are the other? So there was other Gurren Lagans out there. Well, not really. They named it. Well, Simon the Common named it Gurren Lagann, but there were other spiral warriors out there with the same powers as Simon and them. And I'm just like, yo, what do these other dudes look like? Like, I would really want to see. I would love. I know we ain't getting it, but I would love a continuation of Gurren Lagann, because that Gimme and Dari, they using Gurren Lagann now, and Simon went back to being a digger. He retired now, old man Simon, stuff like that. And I was just like, I would love to see what other spiral warriors is out there, because that they still fighting the anti-spiral, because there's other anti-spirals. So I just wanted maybe a manga continuation or something, just showing all these other stuff that's going on. I would love to see that. But man, I even have a core drill. I have a core drill necklace. I have two of them. And it's like, man, I want it. I want a game. I want a Gurren Lagann, straight Gurren Lagann video game. So freaking bad. Probably out there somewhere. Probably can't even get the shit. But yeah, man, that's my number one. Gurren Lagann. Nothing beats Gurren Lagann for me.
He went straight to the top with that one. GT, man, what they go top that one, baby?
This ain't no competition. So
it is now.
It really isn't.
Later.
But anyway, for old school, my number one favorite anime, old school wise, is Code Geass.
Ooh, that's a pretty good contender right there.
We was on.
Now,
was always me and him was always. I'm Suzaku and he was Lelouch.
Now, Code Geass, first and foremost, Code Geass showed me that Lelouch is epitome of anti-hero. I fucks with the anti-heroes.
Yes, sir.
So when I first met Lelouch, first of all, the first thing came out. When I first seen Lelouch, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "This fool need a sandwich." Freaking art dynamics of this damn show, folks just anorexic as hell. I'm like, bro, y'all need to eat something.
Right.
I'm like, put the damn finger sandwiches down. Y'all need to eat something.
I be steaking this bitch.
For real. Where the meat at? Like, shit.
Everybody vegan. It's a universal everybody vegan.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Bro, because apparently everybody is in great shape. The only people who like fat and shit like that are the ones who rich, but they're not in their mech, but they're not pilots or anything. They're just behind the scenes type folks. First and foremost, to this day, the part where Lelouch confronts his father still brings chills to my fucking spine. When Lelouch finally confronts his father, still brings chills to my spine. The speech and everything just brings chills down to my spine. Not to mention, Lelouch is an amazing planner. First and foremost, once you take control of the country, you turn yourself into the biggest threat of the world, that you literally forced everybody to work together to try and kill you. This was your objective. What you did was you tore down how everybody looked at each other. You built up the fact that, I'm the main person who you need to kill. You want world peace? You guys want peace? Kill me. You have to kill me, because if you don't, then there won't be any peace. Then come to find out, here comes Suzaku. Suzaku.
Fuck you.
Hey man, say fuck Suzaku, say fuck me. All right.
Fuck that pussy ass nigga. Couldn't tell you wanted that you loved her.
Hey, you can eat booty.
I do eat booty, just not male booty.
Oh shit.
But that pussy ass boy, I was like, so you gonna take out the fact that Lelouch's powers accidentally activated and killed your love, and you was too scared to tell that you love me.
Damn.
I don't want to hear you.
The booty crumbs out before you
Sick.
start talking about my boy.
Trash. Got no balls. Lelouch didn't want no bitch. He said, I want freedom. I'm trying to free the world. You trying to chase after a bitch.
I bet the back of your throat smell horrible. Oh, God. I can't deal. I got like 8 people in my house right now asleep.
Quiet. It's okay. Quiet. Continue, because you on my side. I appreciate that.
That's still my kid.
Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, he ain't lying. Suzaku on point. He literally sat up here, and yeah, she dead. And okay, and real talk, Lelouch didn't just brush that shit off. He took that shit to heart. He like, damn, I really didn't mean to do that. But of course, he had to play the personality to make everyone, you know, see him as a threat. Mm-hmm. So he had to keep that. He like, bro, I can't show no emotions. Yeah, I'm sad I killed my sister, but this revolution gonna have to get ran by somebody, because the damn show can't be someone like Mogi or Colin. Mm-hmm. I have to run this shit. So until peace has been achieved, fuck bitches, get a revolution.
Damn. Now, quick question.
What's up?
Did you watch any of the other ones after this one? Because I didn't.
I didn't watch. So I did not watch Akito of the Exile. However, I did watch R3.
How was that?
It literally cleared everything up. For one, it killed that yearly debate. I don't know how long it was. Killed that yearly debate on whether Lelouch was dead or not. He ain't. He ain't dead. He ain't dead. He alive and well. In fact, he's immortal like C2. Now he's just traveling the world.
That's good.
Right. I mean, he did say his goodbye to Nunley before he left. Because Lelouch like, are you sure that you can handle things by yourself? She said, I'll be fine. I have Suzaku. You go with C2. And Lelouch said, fuck it. So he goes C2. That's why it's R2. Well, technically L2. But Japanese dialect. Because RLs kind of sound the same. So that's why it's R2 or L2 doesn't really matter. And yeah, him and C2 are literally traveling the world right now together.
That's good. I didn't even know that.
Right, R3 literally covered everything up I forgot what old girl's Gios was because in the movie he had to face someone who had Gios, but I think her Gios is like rewinding time. And Lelouch caught wind of that shit, and the minute because there's like, oh, she's vulnerable when she's about to use her Gios, and that was when she's about to get ready to use it. Lelouch used his Gios, and he said, "You will sleep forever." And no more changing, and no more going back in time and all the other shit. But yeah, like I said, the main reason why I like Code Geass is because of the simple fact being is that Lelouch is anti-hero. He is the epitome of anti-hero in my opinion. I like his motives. I like what he does. I like what he do. I like how he does it in his fashion. Like, he like, yeah, Schneisel, you were my biggest rival. If I ain't gonna kill you, you just gonna work for zero for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And Orange Boy, I dare you to use that Geass canceler. Cause how the fuck you literally outsmart someone who can read minds?
Yeah.
Help me make it make sense. How the fuck can you outsmart someone who can read minds and cannot turn that shit off?
That's what I said. Lelouch was cold. Code Geass probably should be in like everyone's top 20 anime. You know,
it is my number one favorite old school. And well, if I would have to put this up on anything, it would be my number one anime of all time. And this is me being real with it. It would be my number one anime of all time. Yeah. Reason being because it got everything I love. It got an anti-hero, it got the action, and it got the mechs. You gave me what I need. I don't need nothing else. You didn't push it too far or anything. I'm a simple man when it comes to anime. So yeah, Code Geass is my number one favorite old school anime.
Yeah, I love both of y'all's top 10 old anime, and like I said, you both have stuff that some people might not have heard of. Mine was outside the box. This is just my top 10 old gen anime. I posted my top 10 all time anime on TikTok the day before yesterday. It's not the first time I've done it, but I constantly update that one.
That's gonna be difficult as hell for me.
Actually, surprisingly, wasn't difficult. A lot of the animes that y'all had in there are in my top 10. Like Bleach is number 3. Gundam Wing Endless Waltz is like number 8 or 10, 1 and 2. I forget. But yeah, with this challenge, I wanted to remind the old heads how glorious our time period was. Like, especially if you're over 25. You are part of the old head community. You're just on the edge of it. But people forget how much great anime we grew up on and how much anime we missed. Just the fact that Ron brought up that anime. I'd never even heard of that shit.
Shinzo.
Yeah, Shinzo. I'm just like, wow, I never heard that.
You a lot of anime I ain't never heard of that.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much anime out there, and people just sit here on the new gen talking about the same 15 anime. I'm like, step outside your comfort zone. You try some new shit. Because I've heard all of y'all's lists, and they're very diverse. You got a category for everything. Just about. I like y'all, man. Y'all are very diverse, and y'all know what y'all talking about. I hate talking to people that just like one genre. I just watch battle shonen every day. That's all I watch. So, I can't talk to you.
Hey man, we appreciate you coming on the cast with us, man. It was really fun, and congratulations, man. You our first guest.
Oh shit! Yeah, I guess I gotta kick things off.
Congratulations, you out here. You our first guest. Appreciate you coming out, making us laugh and talking about anime, man. Just something cool, just something fun, something. We can sit here, chill and relax, like that. And then got to introduce me to some new anime that I might end up going. I'm thinking about actually going back to watch. So
yeah, I'm bookmarking as we was talking. So
yeah, We appreciate you, dog. And GT, you got some stuff you want to say, dog?
I don't really have anything to say. Just appreciate you for coming out and joining us on this occasion. Because yes, it is true, you are our first guest. If anything, we'll probably get to the new school one probably next week.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm down anytime. Just hit me up on TikTok or else. Well, you got me on Skype now, so just hit me up. I don't be doing shit. When I'm not busy plotting on taking over the world. I'm either watching anime or watching movies or talking to motherfuckers on TikTok. So just hit me up.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But yeah, we gonna go ahead and end it here. So yeah, this was lengthy. So what? Y'all, our normal listeners have dealt with longer. That's the honest to goodness truth. They've literally dealt with longer. So yeah, we gonna go ahead and end it here. So we finna go. Y'all have yourselves a great morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time of day you listening to this. And once again, another podcast done, another realm broken. So we the realm breakers. So just remember to keep breaking all the realms.
The multiverse up.
All right, y'all. Y'all have yourselves a good one. We are out.
Hey.